The perfect storm of chaos to bring in the final touches of the beast system. First, I want to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Shabbat Chinak, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. All right, shalom, shalom to all the believers. All right, this is going to be a walk and talk. Okay, this is going to be a walk and talk. I was going to do a sit down, but it's pretty nice weather. I want to get out of the house. The spirit's on me to do this lesson. I was actually watching a video. It was ABC 10 News, and they were just going into particular headlines, of what's going on as pertaining to, the American economy, the government shutdown and how that's affecting many sectors in the economy, and how that's going to, slow down the government, and the government's going to lose billions and billions of dollars of GDP, which is GDP, gross domestic product. It's an economic term as far as like how much goods and services, something like that your economy is creating. Okay, and not so many words, not the best definition, but you can look that up for yourself. But I got a couple of articles, and the title came to me as I was watching the video. I'm like, God damn, like what the hell is going on? Well, it's the perfect storm of chaos. Okay, it's the perfect storm of chaos to finish the last final touches of the beast system, which we know is, ultimately the RFID microchip being the staple, if you will, of buying and selling. You're going to have that, and it's going to have to be under your skin, because we all have the RFID technology in our phones and different devices. But what separates that from being an MOTB and the RFID being in your body? That's what separates that prophecy being fulfilled, and everything is leading, all right, to that very direction. It's like it's the perfect storm of chaos. You have a government shutdown where people are getting ready to lose. We'll see how long they're gonna. We're gonna see how long they're gonna push this. They could turn it on the day of. We don't know. Ultimately, we know that it's going down. Okay. Ultimately, we know it's going down. Bear with me. These people driving crazy as hell. Don't stop. I'm still in Baltimore. I'm still in Baltimore, so these people out here is crazy. But actually, I want to get a scripture. Okay, Isaiah the 19th chapter. All right, bear with me. All right, Isaiah 19, because you have this government shutdown. That's these federal workers. They're about to go out. They're about to go without their first check. Okay, so that's going to affect them. And then you have many services that the federal government is in charge of. There's a lack of individuals doing those services. All right, and then you have a lack of funding to particular programs, just like the EBT SNAP, but also other programs. Okay, and then within all sectors of American economy, you have major job losses because of the contraction of the economy, and also because of AI. Everything's moving to AI. All right, so the things that the W to the E to the F, the global elite, how they spoke about how you're going to own nothing and be happy, how they spoke about how you're going to have that universal basic income because AI is going to take over. That's actually happening. And they're implementing that. And there are no resources for the people to sustain them. They're actually pulling all those resources back. So when they give them back to you, they're going to give it back to you with heavy restrictions. And ultimately, you have to put an RFID microchip inside of you. And we keep saying it because that's just what it is, and that's just the truth. Isaiah 19. Okay. Well, the cruel Lord. Okay. But I want to, Isaiah 19 just says a lot. Let me start at 1, because Isaiah 19 says a lot. It speaks also about the different wars that are going to be happening here in America, like the Civil War. Okay, the race wars. It speaks about how people are going to be turned into witchcraft and trying to find out the answer. You know, everybody and their baby mama now is an expert on the RFID microchip and the MOTB, the mark of the beast. Everybody's an expert now. Okay, and most of them are breaking it down the wrong way. Everybody's an expert now on prophecy. Okay, when we've been speaking about it from our apostles and elders on down for decades, starting with our apostles, starting with their elders before them. Okay, but now these things are coming to pass. All right, this is Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt. Now, this Egypt is not speaking about ancient Egypt. It's speaking about spiritual Egypt, which we are in spiritual Egypt. Some of the very same practices and ideologies and doctrines that governed Egypt are back here today. Okay, the so-called white man, he loves those Egyptians. He even set himself up. Okay, for a period of time, he was the pharaohs. Okay, of ancient Egypt. He went in that land and he made himself pharaoh, and he loves the Egyptian culture, because what did the Egyptian culture? What did they worship? They worship death. And Esau, he's fascinated with death. Look at the back of your dollar bill. It has a pyramid. Why is that? The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. That cloud is speaking about what now people understand as UFOs or UAPs. And guess what? UFOs and UAP conversations are overtaking your mainstream media. They're speaking about these things. What is it? The Atlas thing. What is it? 3-Eye Atlas, whatever they call it. 3-Eye Atlas. They're speaking about this object up in the sky, in deep space that's coming towards Earth. Okay, all these different sightings, right? They have so-called professional or government people that were in the military coming out and speaking about how they seen these things. They're releasing documents. They remember last year they were speaking about, or was it the beginning of this year? I believe it was the beginning of this year. They were speaking about the drones and shit, right? So Yahweh Shai, he's actually coming back in a spaceship, what you know as a spaceship, okay? And that's going to be to the astonishment of those that dwell on the earth. That's 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, which goes into the war of heaven. And shall come into Egypt, which come into America, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Yeah, because all the idols, all the gods of Egypt are getting ready to fall. They're going to have no power in that day. You still have a large group of individuals, especially our people, that actually believe Jesus. There's power in Jesus. There's power in the name of Jesus. They actually believe that, and they believe that their faith in Jesus is guiding them through their life and making their life better in whatever fashion, or getting them out of particular troubles. Some individuals, they rely on witchcraft, and some of them win. Okay, some of them do sacrifices. Some pray to different deities, and in their mind, they become successful. Okay, some people believe in Islam, and they believe Islam is the way. But see, when Yahweh Shai comes and he cracks those clouds, all right, all bets are off. Okay, he's coming to destroy all these different idols and even the belief in them, because the reality is when Yahweh Shai comes to the earth, everything's gonna stop. And that let me get Isaiah 25. Okay, it's the perfect storm. You really should be, if you're an Israelite in this truth, you really should be excited. Make sure you keep working on your health. Make sure your health is best as possible. Make sure you're praying. Okay, make sure you're eating clean. Make sure you're exercising and hastening the day of the Lord. If you are a man, you should be prophesying. If you are help, you should be helping. If you are a wife of a man of the Lord, you should be in obedience. If you are a single woman, you should be praying to the Lord for a man and then make that move. All right, there's a lot of things that we all have. We all have things that the Lord told us to do. Okay, Esau's doing what the Lord told him to do, being the devil, and he's doing a great job. But let me bring this out. Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain, okay, the face of the covering cast over all people. That mountains in the scriptures represent government powers. Okay, in this case, Esau, he is that mountain. He's the top mountain. He's the peak. All right, when they get together, it's called a summit. All right, when all the leaders get together, the elites and the governments of these different nations, it's called a summit. And what is a summit? It's the top of the mountain. Okay, so in this mountain, which is governed by lies, Isaiah 60, gross darkness to people. Okay, the darkness was spread by Esau. He was given that power to deceive the nations one last time, and he's done a great job. But the spirit of Yahweh Shemashai is taking that covering cast off, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, and it's going to fully manifest when Yahweh Shai comes back, and all eyes are going to see him. Then you're going to see and understand, okay, everything that we've been saying. All right, and if you're a heathen, you're going into captivity. Okay, and if you're a wicked Jake here in America, you're going to be destroyed. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations, because all nations right now have a veil over them. All right, they have a covering over their mind. These nations don't even know who they are. They don't even know their biblical nationality. Okay, they've been given a new national, like Chinese. That's some new shit. And you have those Chinese that would boast in them being Chinese when that's not their original name. Okay, the Sudanese and all these different. That's when Esau came in. He started renaming everything. He even did that greatly to us, the Israelites. Okay, he said, "No, you're a Negro. No, you're a Latino. No, you're a Peruvian. You're Ecuadorian. All right, no, you're Jamaican. You're from Virgin Islands, right?" I'm back in Isaiah 19. Okay. It says, "And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it," because they're going to be finished. All right, they're going to be in astonishment, and a great destruction is going to come upon them. But this is the thing: great destruction is building up for them right now. All right, they're all getting ready to be put in that digital cage. Now, I was watching a video. I was going to do a video on it. I still might. I was watching a video yesterday. It's a quick video. Out there in the UK, they're doing a lot of protesting. And they're protesting the digital ID. And you have this one lady, she's like, I'm not gonna submit to this system. Okay, I'm not gonna submit to this system. And she had a business. Okay? Because if you're bear with me. If you're a business, you have to comply or you'll be fined so many pounds a day or something like that. And she said, I'm not gonna submit. This is ridiculous. We're gonna find a way how to do it different. There's gonna be no fucking other way. Okay? You're fighting against prophecy. This thing is gonna go down. Whether you like it, believe it or not, it's gonna go all the way down. Okay? So Esau, go ahead and roll it out. And guess what? We're actually witnessing him rolling out this technology right now. The final touches to the beast system. When you make a meal, you make a meal, you set the table, you put the forks and the spoons and everything, you get the glass, you pour the wine, you put the meat on, you got some lamb, and then you got some potatoes, and then you got the veggies. But then it's like, okay, the final touch, you might chop some parsley up, sprinkle the parsley on there, throw a little sauce around. It's you're perfecting it. The final touch before that plate goes out to that table. That's pretty much what's happening now. It's the few final touches, all right, to the beast system. Basically, right before he's getting ready to close that cage, and he understands that there's going to be major pushback. But guess what? You're already trapped. There's nothing that you can do. You heavily rely on his system. Now check me. Even though you have these individuals that are on food stamps, these government subsidies, right, that are not being funded right now or getting ready not to be funded, who also benefits from, all right, the EBT program? The food manufacturing companies, all right, the farmers, the distribution, okay, the banks, all right, the individuals that do the get the transaction fees for when when they pay, the merchants. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of people that get paid, because of free money from the government that these people go and buy food. Okay, so there's going to be a contraction in the economy. Not only is it going to affect the food, your food table, but it's going to start to affect everybody if this is continued to go on and on. Okay, there's going to be less goods, and what's going to happen? The price of goods are going to go all the way up. Okay, more crime. What we've been speaking about, Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, the day of doom, the days of evil, the days of mourning, the days of sorrow. Okay, read Isaiah 24 chapter. Okay, it's going to shut down. It's going to shut down clubs. It's going to shut down bars and lounges. All right, it's going to shut down get-together spots. It's going to shut down, movie theaters, because the economy is just breaking down. It's breaking down. But meanwhile, while the economy is breaking down, the devil on the other side of things is boasting in what he's getting ready to do. So he's allowing the breakdown so he can build it up in his image. Okay, the beast system, which is going to be governed by a microchip inside of you. And they're already boasting in how they're gonna be able to have people see, be able to walk with this chip, be able to read minds, be able to operate vehicles, crazy shit. This is what the Lord told us this damn devil will do in the last days, and we're seeing it. And we're excited. Okay? I'm excited to do this video. I had to do it. I was gonna do something else. I was gonna get to work on some protocols. But I was like, nah, I gotta do this video. Okay? It's the perfect storm of chaos. Okay, verse 3, the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols and to charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to wizards. Everybody's about to lose. Even the counsel of the wicked, even the wicked elite, because they bit off too much than they can handle. Okay, they should have just did what they had to do, but the Lord put a spirit on them, okay, to move forward with this plan. It's heavy in his heart to get this done, and now he has the technology and he has the people minds. He beat the nations down. All right, first you got to beat them down to rebuild them in your image, and now they're ready to get a chip, and people gonna take it. Best believe that. That's prophecy, and I see it. We can see. I can see people taking it. The amount of hell the Most High is getting ready to put on this place. Okay. So they're going to seek to all these scientists. They're going to seek to these so-called spiritual leaders. They're going to seek to the economists. They're going to seek to these wizards and witches and go into witchcraft. There's more people doing that already. There's a heavy witch social media. Witches and warlocks. There's a heavy realm where people are within, that world of witchcraft that's on social media, and especially women, especially the black woman and Latino woman. They're heavily into witchcraft, reading tarot cards. But see, none of their counsel is going to stand in that day. The only counsel that's going to stand is the counsel of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Let me bring out a scripture for you, and it's kind of noisy. Okay. The only counsel that's going to stand is Yahweh Bashem Al Shai's counsel, and that's prophecy. Okay, and the Lord has given us the task, I should say, the responsibility to speak His words. And if we don't do it the correct way, the Most High, He'll take us out. So we're very careful to say exactly what the Lord told us. Okay, through the Holy Spirit. All right, so this is going down. Regardless of how you interpret it, and regardless if you don't like it, you don't like the message, you don't like who's saying it, it don't matter. It's still going to come. All right, and that's what's going to like really take people's minds. Like, these fucking niggas were right. Okay, Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning. Okay, so that Yahweh, through His Son Yahweh Shai, is the only God that has declared the end from the beginning. What we are experiencing now was already set up, and we've read it. We've read it before it actually happened. Okay, the prophets spoke it and wrote it down before it actually happened, thousands of years before. In the heavens, before the foundation of the earth, before anything was created, the Most High already set this in motion. Okay, so everything is going according to plan. Just like Esau, he'll come in, he'll do certain psyops, and maybe he was behind it. Maybe he was behind that tornado or that hurricane and Hurricane Melissa. Maybe not. Who knows? Who fucking cares? We know that the Most High did it. See, that's what's going to separate us from the rest of the world. We know that the Most High is controlling everything. He controls the left and the right. Does he work on the left and the right? Okay. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. Like you had, was it King Ephraim or, I'm sorry, what's it? Captain Ephraim? What's the dude's name? Yeah, Captain Ephraim. I'm not sure he's from HOI or offshoot. I forget. You know, but he was saying about the MOTB. He was in his car. It was maybe last year, the beginning of this year. Things are moving so quick, so forgive me. But he basically was saying he don't see, you know, the RFID technology, you know, being the MOTB because Russia's not doing what America's doing. Iran is definitely not doing what America's doing. Okay, China's not doing what America's doing. Nigga, what are you watching? They're all doing the same fucking thing. Your algorithm must be fucked up. Okay? Your algorithm must be fucked up because they're literally doing all the same thing. And all you gotta do is watch Great Millstone. You're gonna get a flood of videos, all right, showing you that they're all doing the same fucking thing. It's a global system. It's the beast system. All right, Iran, they have CBDC. Iran, they have the digital infrastructure. Russia has CBDC. Russia, Iran both have digital IDs that they're getting ready to implement. China, the same thing. Over 100 and some countries have the digital ID system ready to go. So what are you talking about? Which just shows you that these are false prophets with false visions. And we haven't changed up on what we've been saying. And now we're at that time where it's starting to manifest. Okay? And we're excited. Okay? It's going to be a bumpy road. But it is a necessary road that we have to take. It's not even a matter if we want to or not. It has to happen. Okay? It was already written. Let me go back to Isaiah 19. Right? Verse 4. The Egyptian will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts. And the Republicans came in, you know, Biden, he was all soft. The Democrat, right, with the black woman as so-called black woman, she, you know, so-called look black as the vice president, and they spoke soft to you. Okay? And then all of a sudden, that's that two horns like a lamb, but spoke as a dragon, right? So the left spoke soft to you, and then the right came in like, nah, we got to clean shit up. We shutting shit down. We going to fucking war. Okay? We about to get in order. This is out of control. Okay, we need law and order. Okay? We need law and order now. So now that fierce king, he's taking away your benefits. All right, he's going against you gangs here in America, crime. Who's the face of crime? Black and Hispanics. Who is he sending? The National Guard. Okay, and he's weaponizing them, and he's gaining more power over the federal government. Okay, over the executive branch. It's taking over. Okay, that's a king. He said in one of his speeches that we're, you know, I think it was after the Captain Kurt. We'll call him Captain Kurt. Right? How they're taking away the freedom of speech. He said it in one of his, you can look it up. I'm pretty sure if you type in, you know, some of those keywords, you could probably find the clip. You know, because things are just getting ridiculous, and we must do it because we need to make America great, and we need to keep America safe. So it's all done. Everything's being done under the pretense of peace and safety. All right, you have at the same time you have these AI technologies being rolled out that can watch your every move. All right, they're moving everything to digital, but they're doing it under the disguise of chaos. It's the perfect storm. Okay, EBT's getting ready to be shut off, and that's going to affect the economy in a whole. Okay, they're building up the hatred between Jake, Esau, and Judah. Okay, they're pretty much crashing the economy. But don't worry, it's going to come back online. But it's going to come back online, all right, with more. They're going to have all the control. And if your ass say something that's out of line, they're going to turn your shit off. Okay, that's the type of draconian police state, dictatorial rule that's getting ready to happen. Okay, a cryptocracy, a technocracy. Okay, so-called tech companies, having leverage over you. The cryptic leaders actually, controlling everything. And who are the people going to fight? They're going to fight, the kings and the princes. The different government officials, which they are part of the problem, but who they bought and paid for? What policy are they pushing? I thought this was supposed to be a democracy, right? Where everybody has a vote, and the people are voting on, how they want this government to run. And the government officials, they work for the people, right? And your taxes is for America, to keep America good, and to pay the government officials that are for you. You tell the government officials what you want and what you don't want. Is that the case? No, that's not the case. Okay, they tell you what you're gonna do, and they do it under what? They do it under psychological operations. They fatten you up. They gave you nothing but bread and circuses. They destroyed your mind with chemical-laced foods. Okay, with pornographic videos. They made you believe that 555. They made you to believe that a man is a woman and a woman is a man. They let you be freaky. All right, and they put demons on you. Now you'll accept anything. Then they tricked you into taking the juice, and you motherfuckers went ahead and got 2 of them. Some people got 3 or 4, and a lot of people are not here today with us. And fuck them. Okay, they should have took it. All right, that's just what it is, and we're gonna see a lot more death, and they foreshadow these things in a lot of these movies too. Okay, there's this show called it's Dystopia. Watch Dystopia. Watch all these so-called zombie movies. Like just the other day, right? You had monkeys that escaped from a car crash that were laced with different diseases. They run that story back multiple times. They run that story back every couple of years. Monkeys released from a car crash, that were being experimented on. Okay, so there's also a new scamdemic that they're going to hit you with. The scriptures speak about pestilences. Okay, the scriptures speak about famine. We're already seeing how famine can actually come that quick. Okay, wars. Okay, perplexity. All right, the men's heart failing themselves for looking on those things that shall come to the earth. All right, our mind has been conditioned for the battle. All right, and we have not diluted the doctrine because to make it more, palatable. Like when you're trying to rebuild the system and you're trying to rebuild the digestive system, all right, and you clean up all the inflammation by giving soothing remedies first, like flaxseed, slippery elm, marshmallow, licorice. You know what I mean? You start giving your marshmallow, slippery elm, licorice, flaxseed infusions, calendula, herbs like that to soothe, right? And then you start giving the individual bitters. You start giving them bitters to turn on all those receptors, to get everything firing back again, to bring more acid back into the digestive system so it can break down and you can assimilate the food, you can absorb it and remove the waste. Now, when you give that person that bitter, they're not going to like that. They're going to say, God damn, this is too, I don't want this bitter, right? They're like, I don't want, can I sweeten it up? No, you can't sweeten it up. Okay, if you sweeten it up, It actually lessens its effectiveness. You want to taste the bitter. There's multiple bitter receptors throughout your body, in your mouth, starting in your mouth, and then also in the different organs, in the stomach, in the body. It turns things on, it gets things popping. And if you continue to take that bitter, at first it's really bitter, but then it starts to get less. The bitterness starts to get less. You start to get used to the bitter. It's this one, I'm not sure if he was a herbalist or a doctor, I forget, but he called it bitter deficiency syndrome. Okay, so you Israelites that want all the sweet, right? Your whole doctrine was situated around, or a foundation was sweet, the sweet things. All right, the bitter is getting ready to come, and you're not going to be able to handle it. But those of us, the house of sorrow, that's been handling the bitters, okay, the system has been built up to do what? To receive that food. Okay, to receive that food and break it down and get the nutrients from it. Basically, we're ready for these prophecies to come to pass. We're actually speaking about them. You wicked Israelites, you're not ready for it. Okay, you Yah Israelites, you're not ready. All right, you IUIC Israelites, you're not ready. You ISUPK Israelites, you're not ready, because in all those organizations, the microchip is not the MOTB, and that's you can't repent from that. You can repent from calling on Yah if you get the right name, but you can't repent from taking an MOTB. That's your ass. So let me jump. Isaiah 19 and give me. Man, that's a bad chapter. I'll read verse 11. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. I believe that was one of the capitals of Egypt. That might be, let me see. That might be Memphis too. Let me see. Bear with me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, it's not Memphis. It's a place in Egypt. It's called place. The definition is place of departure. An ancient city of Lower Egypt. Yeah. So basically, it was the ancient city of Lower Egypt. Okay, it's more information on that. You can look on that on your own. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings? Yeah, because ultimately, everything that this damn devil is doing is not going to work. It's going to go to a particular distance, but we know according to the precepts, right? You have Job 14:5. His days are determined. The number of his months are with the Lord, and he has a bounds that he cannot pass. So, yeah, on paper it may seem like it's working. In particular instances, you do have the people all confused. Nevertheless, the Lord is only dealing with the elect. See what I'm saying? Like, the Lord don't give a shit about. He don't even give a shit about all Israel right now. Or he gonna destroy them. They're disobedient, and guess what? They were set up. They were set up to be disobedient. So the Lord is not crying about that. He created them to destroy him in this time. Okay, but they're gonna come back in the kingdom. You Esau, you Edomites that are destroyed here in America, you gonna come back in the kingdom too. But you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back in chains, and you're gonna go into hardcore bondage, right along with the other nations. And you elites that escape, beautiful, because you're gonna be the first fruits of slavery, and you're gonna get it the worst. Okay, you're gonna get it the worst. So we're saying, go ahead, E, do what you gotta do. Shut the shit down. Cut off EBT. All right, roll in the troops. Go to war, Iran. Okay, bring in the digital currencies, and then bring in the MOTB. Do it. All right, bring trouble, because really, you're not the one that's doing it. Okay, you're not the one that's doing it. The Most High is controlling you. Okay. It said I read that the Lord has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Everything's messed up. There's not one thing that you can say America got right. Everything is confused. Everything is turned upside down. All due to the devil being in rulership. Men don't know how to be men. Women don't know how to be men. Women don't know how to be women. The children don't know how to be children. Nobody knows their order. All right. You got men laying down with men and animals, and you just got disobedient. No, don't keep the land Sabbath. No discipline. Calling on the wrong name. You allow witches in your society. You allow warlocks. You allow witchcraft. You allow different religions. How could you be a Christian-based religion when the Bible speaks about, allowing those type of beliefs and worshiping of the gods, all right, within your cities? Okay. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. See? In that day shall Egypt be like unto woman or women. And when you see, you can see clips, or you've been in a vicinity where, something break out, a shooting or some crazy shit or some wild shit happen. And you see the woman, she's screaming like a frantic little girl. Okay, even something happened at home or worry hits, or you can see she's just she's the weaker vessel. That's all. And the Lord didn't give her that, that man-like strength. Now, there's at certain times the Lord will put that spirit on particular women, to be able to withstand these things. And look, the woman's going to have to bear it too. The women are going to be delivered in this time too. But they're going to be under the supervision for 144. They're going to be under the supervision of a man of the Lord, which is going to give them their protection. That's going to be their shield. All right, and these women that don't have that shield, they're going to get caught up. And a lot of women are going to be seeking for the men of the Lord in these days coming up, as shit gets extremely harder. All right, and you being a woman out there by yourself, doing your little independent thing, thinking you got it, is going to be it's not going to be a good look for you, right? It's in that day shall Egypt be like unto woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over it. See? And that's the Lord smiting Egypt again with plagues. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Read that whole chapter. Okay? The Lord is going to come and smite spiritual Egypt with different plagues. And this government shutdown is a plague. It's about to fuck up a lot of people, man. Okay? And all the things that are happening. Oh, I said I had 2 articles, right? The spirit just kind of moved. But let me just kind of read the highlights of it, which I actually had to, give me a second. Yeah. So when I was watching that, I'm just going to read these 2, read about these 2 articles, and then I'll probably close it up unless the spirit want me to go to another verse. But as I was watching that on ABC 10, the different headlines, there was an issue with individuals not getting flood insurance because of the government shutdown. And we're coming into, if I'm not mistaken, hurricane season. Okay? And houses are going to be flooded and destroyed, and they can possibly not get any insurance through, because people usually get insurance through FEMA, the Federal Emergency Association, something like that, right? FEMA's National National Flood Insurance Program is not available for new policies because its authorization expired on September 30th during a government shutdown. So this is affecting even, homeowners, not just people that have EBT in housing. It's also affecting homeowners. Okay, it's also going to affect, the farmers, because you have a lot of farmers that made a lot of money because their products All right, their food was being used through the EBT program. Okay, whether they grew corn and then the different individuals that make corn products, will sell it, and people will buy it with EBT. So everybody, the truck drivers, they're affected by it. All right, the farm hands, they're affected by it. Like everybody is affected by this government shutdown. Okay. This means FEMA cannot sell or renew flood insurance policies, which halt transactions, okay, for many homeowners in flood-prone areas, and may prevent property sales. Okay, so real estate, agents, brokers, they're also going to be affected by this. While existing policies remain in effect, no new contracts can be issued until Congress reauthorize the program. And the Democrats are blaming the Republicans, and the Republicans are blaming the Democrats. What is going on? It's all by design. And what are they doing? They're rousing up the people. They're getting the people roused up. Okay? Which the people are going to rise up. And then they're going to already have the military there to bring in the order, man. Okay, we're not ignorant saying devices. This is how this is what's going to happen. This is what's happening. So I'm done there. Okay, and then I found this very interesting. Okay, U.S. military. This is from the New York Times. The other one I read was just there was really no article on it, because it was like a headline today. But Google AI basically, gave me the information, pulled it from different resources. But this one is from the New York Times. U.S. military will assist disaster relief efforts in Jamaica. I'm like, wait, hold on. Why the fuck is the military going into Jamaica? Here it is. You have this Category 5 Melissa that killed, as I heard, 46 people, something like that. Could be more. They're still finding people. So the death toll can go up to like 100 maybe. I don't know. How many more people are homeless? How many more people's, businesses are shut down? Homes are washed away. Displaced. Starving. How many more people are fucked up by that, right? So now they're sending in the military. Why are they sending in the military? All right, what are they doing? Are they doing some type of special operation? Okay. Why would the military go into Jamaica after that? And we know that Esau, he's waging war on the tribes. He's waging war in the Caribbean, starting with Venezuela, because basically Venezuela don't want to play ball. Okay, Venezuela don't want to play ball. They got a big economy, okay, and they got a lot of resources. They got a lot of oil. All right, and in the NWO, everybody got to play ball, okay, or you're gonna get taken out. So there's an open coup. They're basically telling that this is what they want to do. State Department officials have asked the Pentagon to join the U.S. response to Hurricane Melissa in a test of the Trump's administration disaster response capabilities after major cuts to foreign aid. So foreign aid was cut. So why are they going to send? Shouldn't you be helping the Americans? Here it is. Well, hold on. Here it is. You have this government shutdown that's affecting Americans. People are not going to get paid. Okay, the economy is going to slow down. People are not going to be able to eat for however long. Maybe a month, maybe 2 weeks. Who knows? Maybe they might just turn it on the day of. I don't know. Right? But people are suffering, and you're going to Jamaica. The State Department has asked the U.S. state's military, why the military, to assist with disaster relief efforts in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, a senior U.S. official said on Wednesday as the Trump administration mobilized its emergency response to Jamaica and its hard-hit Caribbean neighbors. And we know that there's warships off the coast, off in that area in the Caribbean. And so all of a sudden, 2025, right? The so-called white man, he loves those so-called Jamaicans and those different islands and Cuba and all that, because it hit Cuba as well, right? The so-called white man, he loves them now, and he wants to help them out. Now, there's the devil. The devil never does anything for free, all right? And that's why the scriptures say, never trust thy enemies. But all these things are happening simultaneously. Why? Because it's the perfect storm to finish the last touches on the B system. Okay, the MOTB is coming next. But before that, the digital ID is going to be implemented, and digital money is going to be implemented, and they're going to do that under the excuse of peace and safety, convenience, security, okay, and chaos. So, hey, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Until next time, shalom to the elect.